Legion, week 2 has arrived, and Jason has asked me to do the Pick'ems video for this week, so here goes. First up, we have the Durham Eubanks versus the Washington Hogs. Right off the bat, I see two very similar teams. Their defenses match up very well. They each have solid quarterback play in Matt Ryan and Peyton Manning. Both rosters have studs in the wide receiver slots and flex positions. And Jason Witten is a trusty player, and although Eifert may have had his best game of the year last week, I expect another good outing this Sunday as well. The X factor for this game, in my opinion, is Peyton Manning. Last week he didn't play too well, largely in part to the Ravens' pass rush. And seeing his versing an even better pass rushing unit in Kansas City, he won't have an easy time tonight either. If he's able to get rid of the ball and remain upright throughout the game, I think Washington can pull out a very hard-fought win. But if he plays similar to last week, Durham will walk away with the W. Next, we have the Detroit Robbers versus Fargo Cold Cuts. I expect Andrew Luck to come back from last week's ugly performance to put up the type of numbers we've come to expect from him. And he'll need to in order to keep up with Teflon Tom. Running back situation is a wash for both teams as they each have a pair of solid backs running the football this week. Fargo has arguably the best wide receiver in football right now in Antonio Brown. You can expect a lot of points from him this week. Fargo's defense was the biggest shocker from last week's games, and although I don't think he'll put up as many points this week, it will continue to be a force in this league. In the end, I see Luck having a solid comeback game, Carlos Hyde will go off yet again, and Antonio Brown will have a mega game and give Fargo the edge. Third matchup is your game of the week. Missouri Bruins versus Dallas Werewolves. Jason's already posted a pretty good analysis for this game, so I'll keep this fairly short. This is anybody's game. Both teams will rely on feast or famine type players on offense, so I'm going to give my edge to the team with the better defense, which for me is the Dallas Werewolves. Missouri versus Dallas was your game of the week, but Boston versus Baltimore is my game of the week. Talk about a game with some star power. In this game we have Shady versus C.J. Anderson, Megatron versus Optimus Prime, Travis Kelce versus Jimmy Graham, Jarvis Landry versus Golden Tate. I mean, honestly, this game's too hard to pick a winner. Both squads are stacked, so I'm just excited to sit back and watch these two competitors go to war. Last game of the week is the Charlottesville Medics versus the Oklahoma Beasts. One player stands out for the Medics, and that's Gronk. Nobody can deny that he's the best tight end in the league and puts up numbers that make starting wide receivers blush. He's a force, and I expect a ton of points out of him. On the other side of the field, I actually really like the Beast's decision to play Chris Johnson. Andre Ellington is more than likely out, giving Chris Johnson the lead running back duties. And although he isn't as fast as he once was, he is still one of the fastest players in the league and is capable of breaking off a long run every time he touches the ball. And if he manages to do so, he could be a huge problem for the Medics. That being said, unfortunately, I don't think Oklahoma will have the production they need to run with Charlottesville, and the Medics will run away with this. If you noticed, I did not do a review on Jason and I's game. I didn't want to keep the bias in it. Or I wanted to keep the bias out of it. So I know we'd both appreciate it if anybody was to write an analysis on our game. Lastly, I'd like to apologize. If it looked like I was reading off my screen, it's because I was. It's the only way I'd be able to do a solid recap for you guys. Or, I guess, pre-cap, technically. But, that being said, let's keep the good times going. And Derek Koger with the Memphis Predators.